Hello, and welcome to Depth Perception. We discuss movies and dive into how films direct the way we experience them. We create a perception of sound. He's not going to do it today.
Oh, wow.
A perception of sight with a dimension of mind. We move into a land of both shadow and substance, of themes and ideas. As always, this is Mr. Vosley, and I am joined by K-Max and the Tin Man.
Hey, yo.
Hello.
Last episode, we talked about rom-coms. And so, we have a rom-com for you today, tailored to fit its target audience. In this case, 3 adult married men who love a good laugh, good discussion, who are also doing a podcast about finding depth and appreciation for all movies they watch. Last episode, I presented 2 different movies with each of my co-hosts in mind. Colossal and Sleeping with Other People. After discussion, you guys decided on Sleeping with Other People, though I suspect you already had your minds made up when I said the title.
How dare you judge us?
How dare you correctly judge us? We talked about rom-coms knowing what they are and who their audience is. I try to do the same, and so that we could maximize our reception of whatever movie was chosen. Sleeping with Other People was released in 2015, starring Jason Sudeikis and Alison Brie, and directed by Leslie Headland. It's about a man and woman that run into each other 12 years after having sex and try to maintain a platonic friendship. Did I mention that they're both commitment phobes and sex addicts?
You did not.
That's my favorite part of it.
It showed up.
Do you guys have anything for me before I get with the talking points?
I enjoyed it in general, right? In general. What I have for you is we looked at it, and I thought Colossal looked pretty darn good also. I definitely will be watching that. Mm-hmm. I'm a big Jason Sudeikis guy. I love Alison Brie from Community, that character from there, and I don't think it disappointed to bring out the characteristics I loved about both of those characters in this movie. It didn't hide from either of her appeal or his appeal.
Just like rom-coms, like they knew exactly who these actors were, and were like, "Yep, just do that."
It played to it. Yep. Oh, look at Ted Lasso do that.
Check out that maneuver.
Right. She's a naughty Christmas baby.
All right, ding me then.
It's wrapped in wires. Give me a second.
I should have said this before you dung it, but we did this thing again where we watched the movie 5 minutes before we started record, so it's fresh in our memories here.
Speaking of fresh, Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. I'm going with Cherry Obituary today.
This is the part where if we were sponsored, we do a little bit.
That's true. Like Crosby's Pizza. That was outstanding, by the way.
Yes, Mafia Slice Pizza.
Mafia Slice Pizza.
Goodness.
So
We'll wait on you, Crosby.
if you want heartburn for probably about 6 hours afterwards, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget, Butterbeer Creamer.
Oh, yes. Finally found it.
So good.
Harry Potter Butterbeer Creamer for a coffee.
Available at your local Walmart.
So good.
Anyways.
We're getting paid.
See, we do the work first.
Yeah, we
then
do
we
work
get the
first.
money.
Yeah.
Get it.
First you do the work, then you get the money, then you get the power.
Forecheck, back check, paycheck.
All right, our first talking point, of course, initial reactions, favorite scenes. We're going to revisit the rom-com tropes and see if there's anything here that makes this an unconventional rom-com or if this is just a straight-up rom-com through and through. We're also going to revisit belonging. We'll talk about the use of cinematic tools, a little scene perception, a little theme, and which character we connect with.
Thank you, Kevin. That is that is a professional bell right there.
I wanted to do a Stone Cold reference there. What?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Drink. A beer drink.
What?
Yeah.
All right. Initial reactions. Well, let's go with the freshest one. K-Max. This is your first time ever watching
First time ever watching it, and it did not disappoint for what I look for in a rom-com. It didn't disappoint for what I look for in Alison Brie. It did not disappoint for what I look for in a Jason Sudeikis. And even some of the peripheral characters were adorable. The tropes that I come to like, the faithful friend who's wise yet a little bit sloppy. You know what I mean? Like but both of them have one. The girl has one, and he has one.
Yep.
They always serve as like a foil or a mirror, you know, to kind of
Yeah.
just say, "Here's where you're at right now." And I wasn't mad at any of it. It was like, all right, this is perfect. And as far as scene goes, boy, she's saying that the lingerie store she was at cost 1 month's rent, and I don't mind saying I wasn't mad at that scene. It wasn't bad at all.
I'd love to spend 1 month.
Hey, listen, I'm a good man, but I'm a man. And that was Jason Sudeikis. No.
Mousetrap.
Mousetrap,
You
indeed.
beat me to it.
I'm going to shorten it down to Mousetrap. I'm going to shorten it to Mousetrap. I think little quips like that are fun with rom-coms too. Little exchanges,
Yep,
and the two of them are both witty enough actors to pull it off nicely.
Yep.
I thought the little
He
witty.
was a master of that.
Yeah, he is so good at that. Not even one letter. Like from
Yep.
whatever that. Meet the Millers.
No regrets, huh?
No regrets. Not even one letter.
Not even a single letter, huh?
Yeah.
No regrets whatsoever.
He's that same character. He's the Samuel Jackson of the middle-aged.
Middle-aged, wisecracking, jokester white guy.
This side of a dad joke guy.
Yep.
Tin Man. Well, you said you saw this
I watched it like 2-3 nights ago.
date night, right?
Yeah, me and the missus put the kids to bed and we watched it.
Good thing you put him to bed, though.
Yeah.
You have a
Well, I'm trying not
mishap.
to get distracted, so I was like, oh, Corey's going to ask me questions on theme and stuff, so I got to take some notes. So
You didn't just enjoy it like me?
no, I tried. I had the day's worth of time, and I was like, So we took notes. The missus tried to find some interesting points too to throw in there. So
Tag teamed it.
I like it. I like that a lot.
yeah, it felt unconventional to me. So it had the rom-com tropes, like a good chunk of the best friend, the relationship in question, the comedy kind of strewn about within there. But it had some elements that I thought was more unconventional. At least it felt a little more unconventional to me. And then having to watch it a second time. So we just watched, so the second time watching it, I'm trying to pick through, okay, what exactly feels unconventional? Because I can't put my finger on it, my initial pass through. So that's something I noticed. That was my perception. My initial perception was something feels unconventional, but what is it?
Did you guys enjoy yourselves, though, the first time you watched it?
Yeah, we laughed. Yeah, we giggled throughout the whole thing about mousetrap. You know, like I say mousetrap whenever she's pissing me off now. Mousetrap.
You're going to get tired real quick of saying Mousetrap.
I know I got to save them up. Like one a day at the most.
So I first saw this when it came out. It was hot off the success of Community.
Oh,
You know, Alison Brie was probably the main attractor because I remember trying to figure out what other things they've done. And like they're all great in Community, so I wanted to find out what they did more of. And I remember trying to give romantic movies more attention at that point. And this seemed like a good ambassador. So I hadn't seen it since. Then I watched it on last Saturday, maybe, and then again tonight for the third
you
time.
guys saw it again with me. You guys both saw it recently.
I talked with my wife too right before you guys came over, and I asked her like if she remembered watching it with me and what her thoughts were, and she was kind of along the same lines with Tin Man, that there was something about it. She said I can't really explain it, but it felt like both guys and girls could watch it and still get something out of it. Like it spoke to both audiences a little bit. So I thought that was pretty interesting because I only have my lens as a male
Yeah.
in his mid-20s. You see her character and you're like, okay, that's her. But other people watching it are going to relate more with her and just see him as kind of like, okay, that's him, kind of wave him off a little bit. So I thought it was pretty interesting that both people could watch this and get maybe even something different out of what they're watching.
Yeah, I found myself a lot of times afraid to relate to one character or another too much because the casualness by which they take the topic.
Yeah.
Right? And again, it's, even the way they talk about, well, you waited for marriage, or you did, they're like astounded by things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I try to be pretty careful on this because anybody can consume it as they want, but it's like, take it for what it's worth. It's a rom-com. Enjoy it. We're just people reacting and responding to a film. I don't want to be seen as like I'm endorsing any characters, like, Alison Brie, like she's doing, or she's wrong for this. Like, even like the restaurant one where I was laughing my butt off where, she breaks up for being honest. She's being honest with the guy. And seems like he's a real head case, the one that she's breaking up with in the beginning. And I can't stand the guy. And yet I'm laughing hardest at the crescendo of it where instead of, the word they're using, and I'm like, I'm very much against that idea. And there she is being embarrassed in this restaurant for being called this. But the funny part of that was that the irony of it is that you can clearly see through the scene that he's the problem, really. Like he was
hard to watch.
Yeah, he wouldn't let her finish a sentence. And I'm like, dude, whatever your reason is, lady, you're right to do whatever it is you did. And then yet at the end of the scene, I picked that as one of my favorite scenes. I'd be like, well, because you agree because you think that she should be called this because she slept with it, she cheated on him. I'm like, no, that's not why I found that scene funny at all.
16 times?
Right. He goes, I don't even know 16 people.
16 guys.
I don't even know 16 guys.
She goes, it was the same guy, 16. And he just went from 0 to 60, That
was like the Clerks joke.
Uh-huh.
Like 36, if you watch Clerks, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so long.
I think that's interesting, though, because, we watch a whole plethora of movies and horror movies that we obviously don't endorse what we're watching on the screen, but we're consuming it. Mm-hmm. And, we're doing the same thing here. It's just that maybe the topic is a little bit more relatable or something,
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's interesting.
I think it's cool to have, if there's anything that felt non-traditional about it was the subject matter. Usually it's something a little bit more playful and innocent rather than sex.
Yeah.
Sex is the sexual tension is what makes a good rom-com, though, I think sometimes. It's not usually the main course topic of it.
And not served to you right up front as much.
Yeah, blatantly.
It's right in your face kind of often.
He's teaching her how to get to downtown.
Yeah.
And then when you see that scene and you're like, if I could watch this in mixed company. I can barely watch with you guys.
Not without a pillow, anyway.
Mousetrap.
I almost high-fived, didn't I? I almost flat-out high-fived my favorite high-five in 30 years. It was so deadpan perfect.
All right, how about favorite scenes, then?
Flawless victory. Mine easily is when they say, I love you for free to each other. I just found out that just seemed perfect, that scene. There they are laying there, and the subject matter being sex, and there they are clearly not having sex. She's got her leg over him, which that's definitely sexual tension, you can see. He's got his arm around her, and he's got his arm up like this, and she's laying on his chest. And he looks at her, and she's like, what are you going to do about it? And it's almost like this, here they go, now they're going to have sex. And he said, nothing. I'm not going to do anything about it. Pretty much like, I'm going to express my love to you by not doing this.
Yeah. Yep.
And he tells her right out. At first, he just shakes his head, and I thought that was so well played. Like, she asks him these questions, and he just looks like a little kid, like, nope. And she falls asleep saying they both are perfectly at peace with that decision.
Well,
it seemed.
The first 2 times, yeah. And then I noticed this one, it felt like she closes her eyes and he almost
kisses her.
Yeah, almost looks like he's starting to lean in the same way he did at the very beginning.
Oh, that's right.
Like it looks like he's about to do it again, and then he rolls over to kind of stop himself.
Yeah.
As that's how I saw it this third time.
It's funny because I didn't remember it from the beginning until just now.
Mm.
Interesting.
Like, we can go deeper into things.
That's
but-
cool though. That was my favorite scene. I mean, it kind of brought it all together, I think.
That was because he put some music on too, and the music's even kind of builds the tension in that scene.
Yeah, and they say it to each other. They say it by
Yeah.
name to each other.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. My favorite scene might be when he's perceived to have moved on. She's moved away. He's with this new girl. He's going to the kids' soccer games. He seems to be perfectly content. We're going to Europe. Mm-hmm. You know, I got this whole life planned out, and I got this new girl, and everything's working out good. That guy, he looks familiar. Do I know him from somewhere? And he's Sobachek. Boom, punches him in the face, and it's like, oh, you are not okay.
Yeah. He goes, "That's for my girl," or
That's
something.
for my girl. Yeah.
And I felt bad for Amanda Peet because she's no second fiddle to anybody. Amanda Peet, in my opinion.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Jenkins from How I Met Your Mother.
And then the
How I
whole
Met Your
9
Mother
yards.
fans
Is
out
it
there.
9.5
Yes,
years?
yes, it is. Yeah,
Terrific
Matthew
in there.
Perry, yep.
Yeah, and Bruce
Willis.
Yeah.
I like how logical and stable she is, though. Like, when she got in the cop car, she was kind of like, so they're going to book you for assault. But she was like, she collected herself. She went from, like, most important things to relay to,
Yes.
you know, what to end off on.
Yeah.
So she started off with, yeah, you're in legal trouble.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And then went down to the next thing, and then ended off with, my girl. Well, who's my girl, Jake?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, that's what I'm going to leave you with. I
Yep,
got to go.
yep.
You know?
can't even look me in the eye, say her name, can you? Okay.
She
Yeah,
was
I'm
so-
just going to leave you.
I thought she was so mature about all of it from the word go.
Yes.
Even
I also think that's a trope, though, is having the clear option that you should have chose.
There it is, there it
because
is.
it's all the right things, everything's in place. It's the perfect person that should be there for you, but you
Yeah.
can't let go of that other one,
That's
the one
right.
that got away.
Yeah.
That's the same. That's the James Marsden from The Notebook. That's
it'll
the.
It'll be a good one. It'll be a
That's
good one to
that's a
talk
point
about.
there.
That's
That's the
excellent.
wrong Missy.
Excellent.
So in our previous episode, I brought up Holiday Touchdown of Bill's Love Story and how I was looking for the gratuitous Buffalo references, that they were my high, and the rest of the story was just kind of filler. And it's like, you know, the science experiment with the rats where they just keep hitting the lever for sugar or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like me in that movie, right? Hitting the lever for more Buffalo references and ignoring the rest of the movie. With this movie, though, I thought it was interesting in my own reflecting here, the sex scenes and all the sex jokes should have been the gratuitous high, right? Like give me more of that, give me more of that. But what I found myself looking forward to more was the development of Jake and Lainey. So I thought...
Me too. Sorry.
So it leads me to
Calm
my...
down. That was Tin Man. That was.
That was Tin Man.
It leads me to my favorite scene that is kind of a mixture of both here. And it's when Jake and Paula have sex. So I know what I just said I was drawn to more, but let me explain. So Jake calls Paula Laney during the scene. And instead of storming off, Paula stays and asks about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, do you want to talk about it? And instead of shutting her out, Jake actually obliges. To me, it helped offer a little bit of unpredictability. Usually that sort of breakthrough is saved for a conversation with the love interest, or at very least a family member or best friend. You're your quirky friend that you bounce things out with.
Yeah.
So this helped me connect with something, a previous chapter of ours, which helped me appreciate more and more about this movie. Any other favorite scenes before we move into tropes?
I mean, there's a bunch of good scenes, but
Yeah.
Like what?
I like the the birthday party. They both show up high.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just all the banter, the wittiness, the silliness. They show up and she's touching her hair and her clothes. Aw. She almost starts crying.
Hold on to these.
Yeah, they're like oven mitts. Like, oh, want me to take those? No, I want to hold on to them longer. Does a whole dance in front of these kids. Like, she's a school teacher, so she, come on, kids. I'm gonna say hi. You say hello. Hi, hello. And then have a little back and forth. Let's all dance. And then Chris Smith tries to hit on her,
That was funny.
and he's like, "You trying to hit on my friend right in front of me?" She's like, ignore him. He's on drugs.
Using your kid to hit on my friend?
Yeah, using your kid to hit on my friend? She's like, ignore him. He's on drugs.
That's a tense situation, though, isn't it? Like, they clearly are just friends.
And
yet, he's still a person.
Yes. He's still a person that both, like, the the best friend, the husband and wife who are hosting the party are like, he's trying to sleep with her. He's trying, that's his best friend who he's trying to get with.
Yeah.
But you're trying, but she's single? Yeah, she's single. Go for it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's an awkward, tense situation that he throws zingers and jokes at. I'm out of breaking the awkwardness.
And then kind of the following scene when he finds out she did have sex with him and reach her
and used
orgasm,
her technique.
Used his technique. He's like, wait a minute, that was insider information. Yeah. You used it with someone else. You were supposed to share that. Yeah. He was so hurt by that.
That was my Christmas gift to you.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. But I thought to myself, the way he felt there, he's almost got no leg to stand on there because he's declared, "You're not mine. I'm not yours."
Right. She said that. And he still can't help but feel a little used or betrayed or whatever. He expresses it, and she's like, "Sorry, and you're sleeping with other people." And his only comeback is, "Well, I'm going in them. They're going in you." It's different. It's weird.
Something like very, like, I mean, seriously, like the super sexist way of thinking about it. Like, well, of course it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like he didn't, but still had those feelings because he cares for her so much.
Yeah.
But it felt like they had to have this like a little back and forth, and then it got silly and afterwards.
Doesn't have the same effect on the microphone, by the way.
This isn't the same. I don't.
So those are knuckles.
Okay, that's a combative repartee. Yes.
Combative repartee.
Going back to a favorite
your
scene.
Your punches sound different.
Well, they're more caring.
No, play it again on your mic.
No, I'm done.
Please don't.
I finished.
30 seconds, personal best.
Itchy neck.
PR.
Awesome.
That's a PR.
Doesn't. All right.
Next
Let's hit that. Let's hit that.
Yeah.
Thing. So tropes, rom-com tropes, and then we could do what we did last time and actually just bring up the tropes that we saw until we run out. Toon Man, why don't you give us the first one?
Relationship in question.
Okay.
Yes.
The plot hinges on a relationship in
Just
question.
one.
There it is.
It is one. Just elaborating.
Yeah. Then you got the silly friend, the funny, witty, sage advice who's been there before, who sees more than the person does, the character does.
Right.
That friend.
Okay. That overall feel good by the end.
Yeah.
I don't think it held to the 80-20 as much as some of the other ones do.
What was your ratio?
Like higher than 80-20 or higher. That one felt like it was a little less than 80-20.
Like more bad
More
or more
serious.
good?
More serious. There's more pain and tragedy and
Close
baggage
to
and
almost
repression
60,
and
almost 60-40.
See, that's what I'm feeling. Yep.
Mine was like 93-7.
No kidding.
Yeah. I didn't feel bad at all.
The characters are clearly suffering. Am I the only one with a heart? No,
Yeah.
we are.
But
we
they had
have
so
heart.
many positives
It was
out of
taking
that.
taking my tin badge from me.
I trade places with that guy.
Oh, man, we're peeling the onion now, baby.
Oh man.
Honey, don't listen to a word I said.
This is one where we can send it out to just a select audience.
Yeah, this is a hidden track.
Total views 3. Who did I go on? Yeah, I went. Back to you, Tin Man.
Tropes?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have any more.
Well, yeah,
Back to you, K-Max.
Well,
Yeah.
the iconic backdrops. We talk about like the Central Park theme, and then the city, They're sitting on the boat going under the Brooklyn Bridge, looking at the New York skyline.
They're on the roof. They're on the roof.
And then the
Columbia
musical montage. Well, that's two. I was going to say musical montage.
Oh, that's a good one.
Tin Man, steal that one then.
Come on.
Steal that one.
Yeah.
I had obstacle to find love.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of obstacles. There's a lot of
Like the romantic workplace tension. There was the workplace tension.
Yeah.
Like if you stand in the middle, he comes in there with his. That's almost like a Hallmark move where he goes in there. I gotta resign. Sign this for me real quick. It's almost like.
Yep. You stand to lose $5 million. Yeah. What makes you think you're not worth $5 million?
Yeah. She says, yeah.
What a line.
That's a great line. That kind of closed the deal right there, by the way. Didn't
That's
it?
probably what because they did start dating after that.
What makes you think you're not worth $5 million?
1 minute? Yeah, New York minute. 60 seconds, whatever. I don't know, that was their whole...
If she's from the hood, she'd been like,
He's
you call me $5 million hoe? And that would have been it for him. He'd been done. Backhand.
I had Meet Cute.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the opening
absolutely.
scene.
Yep, the opening scene is that.
I had Friends Evolve to Lovers.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I had Love Triangle, but it was like multiple triangles.
It was.
So like,
Star David triangles.
Right.
I think she was I think in the movie she's Jewish.
Really?
Yeah, I think she is she was in Community. Is she in real life? Mm-hmm. So you had the display of love at the end.
The grand display.
Yeah, public
The
display
public
of
display.
I love
Yep,
you, I
yep,
love you,
yep.
Elaine.
Yes.
She told him not to do that.
Yep.
And you have
yep.
the romantic expression, the honest romantic expression when he calls her from the jail. And he has the phone on. He has it on there. So everybody, I'm going to profess my love in public.
Yep.
I'm going to make a fool of myself for the love of you. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that happening? I loved it. When that was happening, I'm like, yeah.
I like that she reciprocated. Like, she didn't... Because they didn't talk to each other for 2 years.
Right.
It was 2 years.
Was it 2 years?
It was 2 years. Was it 2 years?
I don't know if it was that long because the lady was pregnant.
Oh, she was still pregnant, right? Yeah. Months, at least. 'Cause she said, I'm doing October. When they
So
were
at
at
least
the
a couple
dinner
months
party.
anyway.
Well, he's got the son. He's taking the son to soccer games. So it had to be... Okay, maybe it was 2 months.
Yeah,
It
a
was
few
2
months at least, yeah.
Maybe that was
That's
it.
a long time.
It's been a while because he does say to her, "It's been I haven't talked to you, I haven't called you,
Yeah.
Well, that's less impressive then.
Yeah.
It's been
2
It's
months.
been 2 weeks. I haven't called her.
It's like, I just moved in. I guess I'm coming back. All right. Thanks for helping me load up the U-Haul.
What movie? That's gonna stay in my head. What movie was that when someone was like 2 weeks?
Total Recall?
Is that what it was? Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Like I just
Trivia.
I
Nailed it.
hear it in my head, but I couldn't place the scene. You said sidekick or quirky friend. The love interest is magically rich and quickly explained away.
Yeah, we don't know what he does. He sold something to a company that he works for.
CDN or something? CND? I don't know. Something tech.
Yeah.
Like I said, quickly explained away.
Yep,
Yeah, he's
yep.
getting $5 billion for it. He's
Yep,
set for
doesn't
life.
care
Don't worry about
money.
it.
Not a big deal. Yep.
Work's not an issue here, okay? Choice between love and monotony.
Okay.
I think you already touched on it. Friends know the characters are lobsters before they do.
Yeah. They even.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
funny that they even say it.
They were like, yeah, he's like, she's... One of them says amazing, the other one says awesome.
Yeah.
Talking about her. Lady. Yeah.
And they offer like some advice, but they just kind of know that things are going to happen anyway, so they don't push it. I think that was on full display, this one, where they're like, I think you should bleep his brains out or whatever. And the other guy is like, I'm not saying you should date, but that, saying,
You're-
oh yeah, she's totally free.
Yeah.
So I think any other tropes that you can think of?
I was riddled with them.
I think it's funny.
Sad breakup scenes. There's sexual
I'm-
tension throughout.
yeah, I'm sure there's a
whole bunch of...
I'm sure tons of them are out there, and whoever's listening is
Probably saying, "Oh, you idiots!"
you forgot like 70 of them. But so let's move on to any tropes that were glaringly opposed.
Help me understand that. Glaringly
Okay.
opposed.
So I had stable characters that are dumped. So usually in rom-coms, the more stable you get, the better off you are, or you're what our characters aspire to, something like that. But in this one, you had Laura and you had Chris Smith with no major character flaws, missing one final piece to a complete family, offering happiness and peace, and they're dumped. So, and not for anything that they did either. Like, they didn't make a mistake or anything. They just weren't the other person. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that could oppose what you normally see in a rom-com.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You see strong characters make equals of each other, right? Mm-hmm. And this one, they're, no, you don't belong here. We're not for you, type of thing.
I would say this would be like that would oppose. Say it one more time. Say the
stable characters are dumped.
No, the question.
Tropes that we felt were glaringly opposed.
So, them being friends, but only platonic friends, was what helped heal them from their past baggage and trauma.
So, like, they needed to be friends.
They needed to not get too close. They could be as close as you could be friendly, but not be any closer without kind of ruining the other person's growth.
So, like, in other ones, you see them, the friendship is already established.
Yeah, the friendship is already established, or there's something that they have to go through personally, not use each other to get past the baggage, and they're still sleeping with other people while trying to heal the main timeline, or the main friendship. Yeah, that felt odd. I think that was what made it weird for me.
It felt like the tropes were there in some cases, but they were jumbled up.
Yeah,
so you had like your
in a different order,
flawless character,
your
character without major character flaws, not the main character.
Yeah.
Instead, you had this other character who has a great deal of flaws that we're following and hoping improves.
And it was like, we're going to use each other to get better at the relationships outside this friendship. Mm-hmm. That was their goal. Was
it's
to get
kind of like
better
the whole
at,
experiment. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sleeping with other people.
Yep. So I thought that was I think that's what made it feel weird initially, is that, like, we're going to use our friendship to get better at banging these other people, even though I have strong feelings for you, and you apparently have strong feelings for me, since we need a code word to keep ourselves from getting too close. Everyone says we should get together, but we know what's healthier is to go bang all these randos, but use each other to get through the baggage. It felt like it had a different, I don't know, it felt... That portion of it kind of had a weird feel to me. At least it felt unconventional. We'll see.
Yeah. I thought the casualness. I mean, you had to kind of get past the casual nature of them having that attraction and being okay with how casual the person they felt these things for was having casual sex with these other people.
Right.
I don't know if that. I mean, it's like I'm not trying to be old fashioned, but it's like I don't know. That's something that because he still loved the heck out of her.
Yeah. But maybe it's because we're a little more old-fashioned.
I don't know, maybe because...
It's a little more hookup culture-y.
Yeah, and sometimes I was watching it, I'm like, I don't get it. I mean, I'd feel betrayed a bit somehow.
Right.
And she should feel betrayed a bit somehow. And she did, because she said, well, you're sleeping with other girls. You could tell it was on her radar.
Yeah.
And I thought that about Ted Lasso a little bit, too. There was, scenes with Roy Kent and another girl, and... Like
Juno.
Yeah, and then yeah. So like in the press conference scene where she's like, she slept with Jamie again, and he's like, I can't believe you did that, whatever. And he's looked at as like the bad guy, like in that scene, like because how dare you judge her? You didn't say you were this, that, and like. And I'm not trying to make her a bad person, but it's just hard for me to wrap my head around the usual tropes in a rom-com because the barometer's been changed. For the overall feel and the casualness of it.
It does feel like the barometers change, yeah.
And especially for a movie called Sleeping with Other People, I should have saw that coming, obviously. But it doesn't change the fact that my particular lens still sees it as like, oh, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah. It did have that, like, yeah.
I hate to sound like the first guy. Then he's like, I don't even know 16 men.
To be fair, he did hit that scene out of the park, I thought.
Yeah, Adam Brody.
Yeah. He was like... insufferable, over the top. Oh, time for a classic freak out scene for me.
Tin Man, you're addicted to love, baby.
No, you're just a whore.
He just kept going and kept interrupting, and I could see her frustration, and he just kept interrupting more and more and more. I have friends, not at this table, that are like that just can't stop. And she's like, you don't let me And he's like, I know. And he kept responding.
Yep.
And you just see her stop and look at him. So it didn't even need to be a sexual thing. That would have been the end of it. It would have been something else. He was just a blockhead.
He was a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I had the attraction was already established. So usually that evolves a little bit in rom-coms, right? Like that attraction towards each other grows over the course of the movie. This one, they already admitted, like, you know, they slept together in the first scene of the movie, and then they admit, you know, when they go on their first date, like, oh, so you feel the same way. Like, I want to F you.
Yeah.
You feel the same way. See, so we need a code word. So, like, that was already established before the meat of the relationship carried through after. So, I also had villainless. You remember we brought that one up last episode? So you can see, well, I think depending on how you see it.
Sobachek.
Yeah. It's definitely someone that represents an idea that needs to be defeated, right? And that's typically what a villain is. And kind of represents what our main characters have to overcome. And that's Sobachek. And I remember you bringing it up, too, because that if you have a villain, it becomes protagonist versus villain instead of protagonist with love interest.
Right. The conflicts within the characters instead of outside the characters.
But because I think they did Sobachek, they did his character so well in what he represents to them that it felt like a side-by-side conflict rather than shifting to face that. I think I mentioned a little bit already, but lack of major character flaws. This is important to me. I think I'm going to go into it a little bit later, but I think it makes for a more meaningful connection. I don't want to give away too much because I will get into that.
You're saying that the characters are lacking flaws?
Like a usual trope of some rom-coms are that the characters are already pretty well-rounded. There might be like one thing they can work on, but for the most part, they're very likable. So that means a lot of times they're stable.
They're more stable than flawed. Usually.
Yeah. So that's why in this one, they're
more
not
flawed.
stable at all.
Yeah. They're. I even had words written for them specifically, but yeah.
Are they all 4-letter words?
No, they're not. Tragically flawed, genuinely dysfunctional.
Okay.
Serial
Fancy.
cheating with baggage and something. Yeah,
Serial cheating with baggage.
Yeah, that's how I describe them. That's your main characters.
I would also say the love interests aren't the most likable to start.
Yeah.
So in other rom-coms, usually your lead or leads are introduced in a very flattering or empathetic manner. In this movie, Lainey, the first shot is like The Shining, when Jack
the camera
Nicholson's
down,
turning psycho.
Yeah. As they're trying to break into his room.
Yeah. So she's banging on the dorm room door, demanding to lose her virginity. And then she loses it to the very next guy that she sees. Then, fast forwarding to present day, admitting to her boyfriend that she cheated on him 16 times. And then Jake is no saint either. In present day, he is reintroduced during an argument where he's defending himself, sleeping with his friends with benefits best friend, and then gaslighting her about it. And then using violence later on, you know, like solving an issue by getting into a fight.
Yeah.
And and then speaking of that, just using violence in general in the rom-com to solve an issue. I mean, that's another trope.
Yes, I think what makes them tolerable, though, is his wittiness. Because he's not a good guy in total, but he's like fun and witty and goofy that you kind of like her and kind of endearing. And she has an endearing quality, too, that's kind of cute and silly, but still wise to kind of what she's doing. So she has a likable quality. He's got a likable quality that keeps you following the characters, even though they're not really good people. Yeah.
Also, blackmail. I don't know if I've seen many rom-coms where blackmail is used to get rid of the villain.
To finally overcome the trauma of your past. I'm letting go completely by blackmail.
Yeah.
Those were the tropes I found out that were like pretty like, wow, they made that work in this.
Yeah, it felt like she needed to do that, though. It felt like that had to be the move to finally break free. I'm going to save Jake, get rid of these charges, break free from the bondage that I have, or this stranglehold that he has on, that Sobachek has on her, and she's got to use blackmail. You know, it's like she's got a hand to deal, and she's got the better hand.
And she played it so perfectly too, saying. Not like, I'm going to do this blatantly, I'm going to tell her everything. Right. I'm going to explain the intimate things.
Yes.
And there, again, pulls back that, like, the eliteness of intimacy. She uses that. It's funny, in the very, very end, one of the last scenes, how that comes creeping in, how she plays it. So, and the rest of the movie, sex is just a thing. It's just something so taken so lightly in the whole thing. I'm not trying to be preachy, but... in that last scene, it's almost like, okay, the director and the filmmaker are like, now then, let's make sure she knows so that she can tell the wife how precious the little things are in intimacy. Like this, that you kiss my neck before you put the coat on. Yep. And when she threatens to say those things, all of a sudden he's like, pretty much is like putty. Yep. He's like done.
Yeah, he kind of gives in after
and so it kind of almost like gives a, I'm not saying totally, but it kind of gives a wink to how special, how unique intimacy is, and how powerful it is. For once in this sea of casualness,
just for them to not wait till they're married.
Well, that was what I was going to bring. Well, that's what I was
20 minutes.
Bring up is because the whole rest of the movie it's casual until it starts to mean something. Then all of a sudden, now Jake and Lainey are finally going to get together after an hour and a half of, oh no, we can't do that. Well, that's too intimate, you know. So it's kind of this weird, like, yes, it's casual, but it's actually not. The meaningful stuff wasn't casual, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I also like her blackmail. It wasn't done like in a threatening manner either. It was just like, here's what I hold. Here's what I value from our time together, and what's the line she used? I don't want
to ruin her memories.
The thing she values most, she doesn't want her to know that they were rehearsed on someone else.
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it wasn't done like, oh yeah, well if you do this, I'm gonna tell her this.
Right.
It was like, here's your effect on me, and here's what it would look if it hurt someone.
Right.
You know.
I don't need to play this card, and it holds a lot of weight, so just know that. It wasn't like a direct threat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, I know how much it would hurt another person, and not you so much. He's still getting his. Right. He's getting called out for what he's done.
And he's reminded that the stuff does mean things to him. I mean, does mean things. It's meaningful to him. Mm-hmm. You know, like he mentions, like, I remember things too, you know. Mm-hmm. And just kind of like, oh, see? Now what happens if those memories were hurt the same way that her memories are going to be hurt? Mm-hmm. So I thought she played that very well without putting a sour taste in our mouths watching.
Right.
Yeah, that could have changed things. Like, his practice is done if he just goes like public and goes rogue with all of it.
Right.
In the practice he's in.
Then,
she could,
she could.
But that would have changed how we saw her character.
That wouldn't be her taking the high road.
Right.
Her taking the high road is going like, look, I have these things. Let it go. We're moving on. No one else needs to be hurt from all of this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was also like admission of like, hey, those things you did, they were meaningful.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, so it's almost like opening up back up to him.
Yeah. Yep.
To let him know, like, you know, it's not just all empty. Like, you did mean something. Mm-hmm. And how often do you get that?
I was going to say, talk about a counter, like a non-traditional trope type thing, tropey thing.
Yeah. Nice.
Here's a callback to our chapter on belonging. So belonging is comfort, and we established last episode that we feel rom-coms are custom built to boost their audience's comfort. Now, with that being said, I hinted at the idea for me, major character flaws can offer a stronger sense of connection, making a deep feeling of belonging. I'm going to use a puzzle as a metaphor here. Our characters are the puzzle pieces, okay? If I'm looking at a super easily digestible movie, something like maybe a Hallmark Christmas movie, your main characters are typically like cookie cutter, copy and paste, right? Mm-hmm. They are perfectly square puzzle pieces. Nothing wrong with a square piece. It's easily placeable, but it fits with all the other pieces. Of course, the piece belongs. You could put it with any other piece on the board, and the puzzle is going to work because there's very little texture to the shape of these characters. Mm-hmm. Now, if I have an advanced puzzle board with weird shapes and specific edges, that is how we may see characters with texture and flaws and specific traits. A character with sex addiction, fear of commitment, and history of womanizing is going to have a lot of intricate edges that need very specific puzzle pieces to fit with. However, when that piece finds its place, we know there is nowhere else that character belongs, and that gives us a deep sense of meaningful belonging. In the movie, Jake and Lainey even try to shoehorn their puzzle pieces with other characters, simpler, safer square pieces like Laura and Chris Smith. But Jake and Lainey's puzzle pieces fit in the free spots, but there's still all this empty space. The square pieces don't fill in the intricate edges made by Jake and Lainey's characters. There's better, more suited spots for their pieces to fit. By the end, we see that Jake and Lainey's puzzle pieces are a perfect, snug match and gives, at least me, a more rewarding sense of belonging. So
yes, good job.
Wonderful job.
Okay,
so how did you see belonging though?
Like that.
Exactly, but less intricate, less detailed, and less.
But I see it in the scene that I really enjoyed. I see that exactly come to exactly the scene that captures it is the "I love you for free." Her leg over his leg, her head on his chest. I saw a picture of what you just described in that scene. So filmmakers, when they do a great job, show you, don't tell you. Mm-hmm. So Vaz told us a lot of wonderful things that whole scene was. But in that scene, I saw all of that zoomed in. That's what home looks like. That's what belonging. That's what a puzzle fitting together looks like.
That's the perfect. I mean, like they're physically, symbolically, their bodies shaping together like one.
That's
one board.
The best thing, that moment there on that shared moment there. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's many other scenes that look like the best thing in this movie, but that particular scene right there, I guess that's probably close for friends to be laying like that with each other. But there's
Tin Man.
Yeah,
Mouse
but there's certainly some could say there's an intimacy and a closeness of laying like that with someone who's a friend, but there wasn't any intimacy going on there. They were, you know what I mean? And yet it was the most intimate they could be. They were as close as they've ever were.
It was emotional intimacy, and that's what completed it right there. Mm-hmm. You didn't need... The other stuff was already established, 12 years ago. Mm-hmm. That was already established. Now the emotional intimacy kicks in, and that's when they fit together.
Yeah, it's great.
Nice.
Locked in. They locked in.
Yeah, ditto.
When did you feel like they least belonged with each other? Or was there a moment of that?
Least belonged to each other. I don't know. I don't know. I know that the beginning, because the story did take you on a journey where you didn't quite know where it was going to lead, which was kind of neat. It was very subversive.
I mean, we knew that they were. I mean, most likely we knew they were going to end up together. But it was like, I remember when she went off to Ann Arbor. Mm-hmm. And he was with Laura. I'm like, wait a second, what are we doing here?
And they seemed to be happy there.
He seemed
to be doing everything happy.
He was being playful about the trip and her name.
Being playful about the trip, was playing with her son, taking her son to soccer. And he seemed to have everything squared away. He was being healthy. He was just doing everything right.
I guess that would be it then. When you saw him actually being an adult and living an adult life with a grown-up relationship.
Wasn't cheating on her. Wasn't
Right.
doing anything else.
Right.
Wasn't sabotaging it with lies and gaslighting and
I love
shenanigans.
Yeah. Side note: I loved how Alison Brie's character asked how the date went. Remember a little bit before, and she goes, "Was she good to you, or was she kind to you? Was she nice? Was she nice?" Mm-hmm. Because that's what a friend asks.
Yeah.
She wasn't jealous. She wasn't, because that whole scene was a little weird.
That was
to me.
after she left the party, right?
Right.
She was on his doorstep.
and after he had sex with his, he had sex with her, and there he is at her apartment, and her main concern was she nice to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just thought, man, that's a good friend right there.
Yeah.
Because you look at his after she was with Chris Smith. After she was with Chris Smith, his first thing was like, she doesn't get water. He was hurt, and he was a little bit. He wasn't nasty, but he was a little bit low key nasty.
Yeah.
Playful, but
he was playfully witty, hurt.
But he was hurt,
Yeah.
and he told her, yeah. And then her first reaction though was she nice to you? I thought that told me a lot about her character there.
Right. Like,
Yeah,
she
that
cares
is-
about him.
That
but
was very sweet of her to say.
But I think there had to be a balance, because he was like actively pursuing her.
Yeah.
And she was keeping the door closed.
Yeah.
So in order to keep that balance, he's still sleeping with other people.
Yeah.
He's sleeping with a bunch of people, and then still trying to get her, and then feels jealous about the relationship she has on the outside.
Yeah.
So there's a weird dynamic that they have that's imbalanced, and have to make that balanced out.
As a viewer, I had trouble reconciling that they clearly have these feelings for each other, and I just always felt weird when she took the guy's number or whatever, and then it felt whatever. It felt yucky to me when she was with the guy, you know what I mean, and then shows them having sex, and then it felt a little bit, because I'm an Amanda Peet fan too, so I see him sleeping with her, and I get the title of the movie, it's all right there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wait a minute, you both clearly feel this way about each other, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It just felt a little bit counterintuitive.
That was the unconventional portion.
Yeah.
Some points that was.
But
like,
again, you can't title the movie that if you don't have that.
you don't
I
have
guess.
it. Yeah.
That one's interesting because when she is having sex with Chris Smith, she's incorporating the things that she learned from Jake. So even then, I still had thoughts of, oh, well, she's rehearsing it, and, eventually she'll experience it with Jake, I think. So even though she's having sex with someone else, I'm still thinking of Jake.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think of the blackmail scene where it's like, the things that like the thing that she says, the practicing with someone else, the big indictment, the big final scene that she's gonna blow, what's his name, the bad guy, Sobchak's world up with.
Oh,
how's your wife gonna feel that you practiced all these things with or rehearsed all? Well, it's like now I'm kind of crediting her for rehearsing the things that Sudeikis' character taught her. She's honing them with this other guy. No, hone them with my character, this character. With my guy here.
Yeah. Well, it's felt like she didn't really have, like, she was trying to not sleep with Jake. Like, she was like, no, we're not going to make this work out. We're going to be friends. My friend talked me into going on a date with you, and it seems to be making me better because you're keeping me away from whenever he calls. Whenever Matthew calls, oh, it's him again, and panicking, he keeps the phone from her. It's a fun, like, there's something healthy about this relationship, but she doesn't feel the relationship attraction just yet. At least I didn't think so. I think she finds him, like, handsome, cute, or whatever, but not relationship yet. She doesn't have that door open until later on, I think.
See, I think that's a lens that I don't have because from a female's point of view, that could be something that occurs where that tension might just be established. I don't know. Like for guys, him hearing that she might reciprocate it kind of perks up his ears a little bit more. Like, oh, she does like me, But I don't have the opposite lens though. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if other viewers can tell that she is physically attracted, like wants that to happen, or if she doesn't want it.
I think she has an attraction, but it comes with like the territory at the time. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, it's nice now. You're saying not a nice things, and it's a lot of wooing, and you're funny, and this is nice. But I don't know if this is healthy. It's healthy when we stay apart because we're each other's like, battle buddy or whatever you want to call it. You're my AA partner,
Yeah.
And you're helping me through this. So let's keep it there. I don't want to open that door because seems to be helping. Mm-hmm. And she holds him there. He's trying to push the door down occasionally, and she keeps it up. And so she's like, no, we're this so that I can grow, and we're going to sleep with other people. You're clearly sleeping with other people. Why is it an issue when I do? Mm. And it's because she's priority in his mind. Hers is he's not priority yet. At least that's how I saw it. That's how I saw it.
Okay.
That's as close as I can come here.
So when it comes to belonging, I wanted to give this quote for a third time this season. And it was from a previous episode here. You feel valued, you don't feel judged, and you feel like you can contribute to a shared happiness. You can apologize if you've done wrong. You can celebrate together when you succeed. You strive to improve yourself for the group. You lift up and you get lifted by. You're each other's safety net. So Jake and Lainey have flaws and make mistakes, and their understanding of those and expression of love despite those things speaks volumes to their level of belonging with each other, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It feels early on that they do belong with each other, right? I mean, it's the movie. It's supposed to have that chemistry, right. But...
Yes, I agree.
And I think that's one of the tropes, too, kind of reaching back a little bit, but knowing how this thing is eventually going to end.
Yeah, that's his lobster.
But allowing yourself to take in the lovey-dovey stuff until then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts on belonging before we move?
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean, again, old man here again, right? Just the idea of belonging, and it's there is, with that intimacy, there is a belonging, right? And that's what makes it so cloudy in this particular film, is that you have this shared intimacy all over the place, right? So it's like, and it kind of makes fun of the peripheral people being slept with. You see the one woman that goes kind of psycho. It shows her text to Sudeikis' character. And I'm like, yes, because you had this connection, and she probably felt like you belonged.
Yeah.
Silly her being used as a trope right here. But when in reality, I felt for that character, because I'm like, yeah, she bought the hook, line, and sinker, and you committed, and it was this to her. And and again, I'm not trying to be 53 over here, but it's like shame on these people for feeling like there was something more to it.
Right. Yeah, shame on them for thinking physical intimacy meant something.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think that just plays into how flawed his character is.
Yeah.
How that's how, and he does say it in little moments where he talks about, why he's such a womanizer.
Oh, that's
why
exactly
he's
true. I like how Amanda Pete's character kind of goes through the whole list for them. She's like, "Were you a fat teenager?"
Yeah.
And you go, "Late bloomer." He goes, "I was a late bloomer."
Yeah.
She goes, "You hate your mother," all this stuff.
Yeah. What's his name? What's his name said that too? He's like, "Oh, his uncle molested him. He was a camp counselor." I
gotta tell you right now, there was some lines in it that were. I mean, again, it's a rom-com, so you're going to get some of it. It was a little bit raunchy in some ways too, right?
Oh yeah.
So some of those lines there were hilarious because they're in context. They're hilarious, but I'm like, whoa.
When she's listing off those things like, "Were you a fat teenager? Did you do this? Did you do that?" I'm like, well, how come I can't pull all these women?
I was thinking the same thing.
Where did I go wrong?
Man, is that funny?
Like, oh, you mean you can't be all of them?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That was the issue.
Oh, I had to pick one. Okay, fine.
Oh, it's only supposed to be one.
That's great. I had the natural hat trick. That's funny.
All right. Tin Man, why don't you ding us again?
By the way, that is a superior bell.
It is.
Kevin!
Absolutely. That's right.
Thank you.
Shout out to Kevin.
Yep. So, cinematic tools. I'll kind of go through some
I
of
was
them.
gonna say I didn't know what you wanted for this because I wrote.
I know
this
this one's tough to ask of
If
you
we're playing
guys.
Jeopardy, I will say, question, who are Vaz, Tin Man, and K-Max?
I'll do you one
Cinematic
better.
tools.
How are K-Max Tin Man? I know this one was tough to ask of you guys, especially someone that's only watched it once. And Tin Man, this is your second in the last week, though.
3 days, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So this one was tough to ask of you guys. I'll just kind of go through them
Yeah.
and see if it connects with you guys or not. If I highlight it, if it seems like it works.
Send it.
Fair to me.
So I had camera and character level. So a character displayed at a higher level in the shot is typically attributed with having some sort of authority or power over other characters in the scene. We've seen that before.
Yeah.
So when Jake and Lainey see each other after the sex addicts meeting, the camera seems to be pointing up at Jake, giving the audience a sort of submission to Jake's charm. So you see him above the steps, right? Mm-hmm. And then he comes down to her level, but the way it's just slightly looking up at him. It's not like looking straight up and, that he's way above her, but it's just slightly, from her point of view, seeing him a little bit taller than she is, right? Mm-hmm. So it already gives you that sort of submission to, how he presents himself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And when Lainey meets with Sovacek in present day, take note of their positioning. When she goes to his office in the beginning. So she walks in, and she walks in, he's already standing, and she's shorter than he is. And then throughout the scene, he's so the sex part, he's on top, right? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of that, again, another submission or dominance that Sovacek has over her from not just a physical, but emotional standpoint. And again, when everything's done, she's kind of like, she's just on her back, right? And he's up, like another sort of, that relationship, that physical relationship that establishes his control over her. Again, I'm not trying to sound funny or anything here, but especially from an emotional standpoint, and you get that feeling throughout the rest of the movie too, like the power that he has over her, or the whatever he represents to her has a hold of her.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When Jake and Lainey are at the birthday party, and Jake's trying to drink the water or whatever. Chris Smith.
Funny.
Yeah. He's like, see if the water lowers.
Yeah, see if we can see it go down.
But I loved it.
So Jake is like on the ground. Lainey is sitting, and Chris Smith approaches, and Jake is caught flat on the ground, and he's looking up at Chris, and it's this. And he's vulnerable from the influence of Molly. So it lets us know Chris, as benign as he seems, is a threat to both Jake and Lainey's relationship, or whatever it is at that point, with each other. Because he is double the height of Lainey at that point, and Jake is at his lowest point on the ground, like kind of like he can't do anything about it. He is helpless to watch this happen, right?
He can throw witty jabs at them, and that's
as Chris is out of earshot. That's when he can throw it. But it's also like Chris has his shield in front of him too, right? With the kid. Yep. So he's a knight coming in, taking away Lainey. It feels like, while Jake is just helpless on the ground.
Yeah.
So do any of those make sense to you?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Or do they feel like they could be seen other ways?
If I can find scenes to oppose it, I would, but I can't think of any.
If you find them, let me know, and we can bring it up on the next.
Maybe we're just pulling threads that go nowhere.
Could be. That's the fun of pulling threads, though.
There you go. Pull them and see what happens.
Hopefully, it's not a zonk. So a setting I used as another one. Often a movie will use its setting to enhance ideas or offer a symbolic texture to the scene. We talked about the city in The Night Before. When we see Laney first meet with Sovacek in his office, there's a couple shots that make sure you see the doors open to the office. I remember K-Max, when you saw the door open, you're like, oh. And it's a gynecology office, I might add, where she goes to get her lady parts serviced, if you know what I mean. So the door is open while they do it, though, and is closed shut by Sovacek afterwards, almost in a trapping way, right? Like he kind of looks around, makes sure nobody's watching, and then he shuts the door, with them inside.
And you hear the receptionist as he's closing it. He's with someone right now. He's busy right now as he's closing the door.
Yeah, the receptionist is talking to another patient when it happens, yeah.
So I felt that gave a more sense of power that, in a symbolic gesture of this room, him kind of locking her in while he has a guard on the outside, So it's like her development is being held captive by the addiction to sexual attention she craves from Sovacek, or however you want to phrase it. Another use of setting was the dinner party, whatever it was for professionals. I don't know what that was. Chris Smith.
Oh, his dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, the networking thing?
Yeah.
Because he went to go talk.
The fancy
thing. Where him and Ben Wyatt were at the same place. Sovacek and Chris Smith.
And like the idea that this party was like for status and looks only, the same way that she's kind of like in this relationship, kind of, you can feel that there's not really any substance from her part. It's almost like she's rehearsing, right? This is how a healthy relationship looks. So when I get in one later, I'm not there for the first time. Is kind of how that felt to me.
Okay.
Because she didn't really have a connection with this
right.
Chris Smith.
Right. I always say, ouch, when I hear things like that. She's like, you're a partner there. Oh, yeah, I worked on that document. Yeah, I was there. Oh, you represented them? Great. And what do you do again? I'm a teacher. I work with kids. And it's like, that's awesome.
Right.
But, like, it's funny in those scenes. And there was another scene that was like that.
Yeah, like it felt
where
like
she said it,
where
it was like, it was almost like something she needed to be. I'm like, you're making six figures.
And like
you're doing okay.
He knew though too. He's like, oh, that's right. I think I remember that. Kind of like made her bring it up after they just said they were a doctor and a lawyer.
Yeah.
That brings me.
She's like, I'm sorry, I have my summers off and weekends free.
Yeah.
My bad. Horrible. But I got real defensive. I was blinking during that part of the movie.
I was blinking for you.
I make 115. I got my summers off. No overtime. I'm fine. Retirement's great.
The camera and setting kind of work in the same way because the camera's stationary until Sovacek comes in. Then it starts to do that, start to move around the thing, kind of make you feel a little bit more uneasy. And this was something that happened in The Night Before also.
Yeah.
As the camera moves, you kind of get a little bit more, fidgety, a little bit more lively about what you're watching. And it also plays the character levels in that same scene because then you had even Sovacek's wife was taller than he was.
Yeah.
And she needed to be dominant in order to get someone like Sovacek who had power over one of our main characters.
Yeah.
So you had Chris Smith, you had the wife, Emma, I think, and then you had Sovacek. And then way down here you had Laney. Yeah. So that one scene kind of played with everything that we talked about so far for cinematic tools to help us feel a little, along with the dialogue that you just outlined. So all of those things work together to make us feel vulnerable again to the point where when Sovacek starts to say, oh, yeah, take my cab, and then follow her out, you feel threatened now. You feel like all the hard work you've done until this point could come undone if she doesn't make a stand right here. And I think it's helped and emphasized because of those cinematic tools right there.
I like that. So
speaking of Sovacek, if there was any resemblance of a villain in this movie, you could see him as it, right? Like and like villains in just about any other movie that has them, the villain represents an idea or concept that our protagonists are in conflict with, or that our filmmakers are addressing from a thematic point of view. You can see Sobvechik as the vice, the addiction, the constant need to push that lever for your dopamine dump, knowing that it's not the sustenance you need, and it is not the answer for your well-being, but you still want to push it, right? In the movie, you see him act as such and react as such. Lainey tries to foolishly run after him in the park after, trying to resist him, right? Like she tried to get rid of his phone number and everything, but she still shows that weakness and what it does to her. He tries to tempt her whenever she sees him, but at that dinner party, let me show you to my cab.
Let me drive you my car. My car will take you.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah,
I love, as far as cinematic, again, and just to go back a hair, as they're coming into the foreground together, you see the other characters still in the background. Mm-hmm. All the other mess there. Without Sudeikis' character, they're all back there. And they're almost stepping to the forefront, almost like a theater show, to show this is another moment. She's got to beat the final boss here. She's got to beat this final temptation here. And she pretty much, what does she say to him? See, I don't want to take your car.
I'm
I don't
not
need
an asshole.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like he was like trying to impress her. And
why haven't you answered my phone calls?
Yeah.
I blocked your number. Like, why are you trying to? Because I'm not an asshole.
Yeah.
And he just immediately leaves the scene.
He turned around on a heel.
Yeah, like immediately it's just like, oh, you're going to be like, no, right, bye.
Okay.
Like,
well,
I'm not going to let this escalate.
That's perfect, because what I had next was that just like an addiction, right, that he kind of represents for Lainey, you just say no, right?
Yeah.
Dare, right?
Yeah.
Dare to say no to drugs.
Yeah.
And she just said no is no is no.
Yeah.
And he just turned around and walked right back.
Yeah.
Well, it's just that, with her being firm with that refusal, and it sends him right back, almost like a final boss, right? You beat the boss and it just retreats back. And that's kind of how you see it visually on the screen there.
It was presented perfectly, I thought. Just a nice...
And then you had another, quote, final boss with Jake facing, kind of sharing in that fight, right? Literally, at the end there. So it's him confronting the idea and overcoming it head on. Like the physicality and the physiology that Sobvechik represents, Jake addresses it physically. So I feel like, with stuff like addiction, and especially this where it's a physical addiction, maybe it had to be addressed by a character physically. Yeah.
Or at least that's what he needed to do to reveal to himself his feelings, because I think he was pretending that he didn't have all these feelings for Lainey still, or trying to do the best he could, the healthy ends. He was trying to do what was healthy by staying with, was it Laura? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Amanda Pete's character. And when he came up, it just kind of revealed all the stuff that he's been burying, that he still had feelings for her, resentment for him, for what he's done to her. And it all...
I think that's interesting then, because then Sobvechik means something different to each of our main characters.
Yeah.
So him seeing how much hurt has been caused to his love, his actual love, in one character, Sobvechik. You compare that to Lainey, and her version of Sobvechik as a villain is an undeniable physical urge, right, that she can't overcome. So it's two different things that Sobvechik represents, and again, that's it's a lens that maybe I don't have from her point of view.
Well, it could make it look like if it was a drug. What if she was addicted to a drug, and as the dealer, she's trying her best to keep away, and that guy sees the dealer come by, and he's going to beat the hell out of him. That might be the answer.
And for how much Sobvechik is in the movie, Jake doesn't see him until the very end.
He sees that her phone calls.
He can't
see him, and
he
that's
can't
it. Yeah.
help her with her issue because he can't relate to it until he sees
all he can do
what it looks like.
All he can do is block the phone when she sees the phone call. He takes the phone from her, and she has like a panic attack.
And part of it too could be like he takes a look at Sobvechik, like this guy,
the Pontiac Aztec of humans.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he was just so appalled the first night when she was trying to break into the room to lose her virginity to Sobvechik.
He's so boring.
Yeah.
And to Adam Scott's character, he played it. He played it like a.
He's very good at it because he did it in Step Brothers too.
Well, he was like the other end in Step Brothers. The other end of like he was like over the top, narcissistic, just.
I mean, hateable anyway.
Oh, absolutely hateable. But
Yeah.
he was a like high moving, functioning character that's like demanding things out of people. Oh, look how great I am compared to you, Catalina wine mixer. You know, like. And then in this character, he's the boring, dry, but looks kind of. Like, he looks villainous. I don't know. He's got like a.
He's got to look at him.
He's got like an evil mirror version of Ben Wyatt going on. I thought was pretty cool.
You gotta
He
watch
played
Severance.
it very well.
He's great in Severance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you guys this because I know we talked during the movie about this, but what about the use of daddy?
When she says, Elaine.
Yeah.
Only daddy calls
only
me
Dad
Elaine.
called me Elaine. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the doc.
That's where my thoughts that it's. I don't want to just be like, oh, she has daddy issues, but she definitely has some type of issues and baggage that she's bringing in. Nobody breaks down somebody's door to lose their virginity without having some type of issues or trauma or something, right? Like, my thought was they're not going to delve into it for the story's sake, but there's something that she's battling with, and for whatever reason, it comes out in her attraction and addiction to Sobachek. And he calls her Elaine. He's the only one that calls her that. And she said, oh, only my father
Until the
calls her
end,
that.
right?
Until the end. Until Jake professes his love and does the big show in the police station, and he calls her Elaine over the phone.
And did the thing that she told him not to do, right?
Yes. But that was my thought, was I'm like, there's got to be a bunch of issues that she had to deal with, why this is the setup she has, or why she's a guy who's married, who she's trying not to talk to, calls her, and she has a full-on panic attack, trying getting the phone taken away from her. You know, there's something more that's behind there in the character, but it didn't get displayed in the movie, I thought. But I
Right.
thought that was kind of...
I think
well
like
played.
a lot of good casual movies or comfortable movies or rom-coms, there could be some solid therapy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Instead of
yeah.
the playful way that it's solved.
Right.
There could be some solid therapy. And it's just like most good rom-coms and movies, you're like, there's some stuff here. And I'm not just talking her. That's certainly him, Sudeikis' character.
Yep.
Right? But we only get to delve into that playfully because, I don't know, because it's this guy maybe, when Amanda Peet like calls him out for
Right.
why are you the way you are, and brings up 2 or 3 different things right away. They could have easily put the shoe on the other foot with Alison Brie's character and said, why were you screaming trying to lose your virginity to this guy? I mean, like, why is this the way you are?
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to get clinical about it, man, it takes all the fun out of a rom-com.
Right.
Yeah.
They could only delve
I think
so
that-
deep
yeah.
before it
Yeah.
loses the humor.
That's right.
You're like,
They towed that line a few times.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
Where,
yeah.
like, 'cause-
See, that's where I was like 60-40, I'm feeling.
That's why I was 60-40 also.
Yeah, you know?
Because there are things that are like,
Our deep trauma that they're clearly symptoms.
yeah.
And they're just because they're witty and cute and kind of funny characters that you can kind of look past it, and they brought the humor part of it up.
I'm kind of glad we got to this point in the conversation because I feel like, not as a disclaimer, I feel like it's really helpful to put this out there.
Yeah.
To say, we're not without compassion for people that struggle with any of this
Right,
stuff.
right.
Any of the stuff we've ever talked about. We're discussing it in context of a rom-com, right? But I think it's worthy of note to say, I don't ever want to trivialize anything anybody struggles with.
Yeah.
Any kind of addiction, man. Even like a playful food addiction. Right here. I'm looking at this guy hospitalized over Christmas for overindulgence. Your boy K-Max texting you guys in the group chat. Guess where I am, boys? What you do? Eat and drink too much.
I'm like trying to get you guys over for a viewing. You're like, I'm in the hospital, FYI. They say I'm bleeding out.
You might have to book a special guest this week and forever.
But yeah, that being said, that's what made me feel like it was more unconventional, was like the depth and serious that it hinted at there being more trauma and more issues that they had to... There was a lot more that they had to overcome in this in order to get to a relationship where they saw each other.
But I think it worked
interesting,
for
man.
me, though, in that I felt good. I was so happy that they had each other. So I was happy that they had someone, even in their strange relationship, we don't want to see anybody be alone in their suffering, whatever the suffering is. Even if it is being a hot person with a sex addiction, right? Oh, you poor thing. Horrible. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, you're both perfect 10s.
I know. Awful. How horrible is this? Well, at least you have each other. It sounds weird to say that.
At least that's your only choice.
Right. But honestly, it was like, Eddie, it made me feel a little bit happy. Like, she doesn't have to feel like he doesn't have to feel like he's just they have each other at least. So they get some value in that.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, why it was what I say was 93.7. I picked meat to fat ratios of beef. I don't know if you realize that.
I did. 93.7.
Yeah,
93.7. Yeah.
But it's because
I can't afford that, by the way.
65.35.
Mine's 80.20.
Yeah. Yeah, is there a 60/40? We'll go with that one. Probably more flavor there.
35, right? 65.35.
More flavor. There you go.
More flavor, yeah.
But drink the fat.
But because you get those hints, but for me, if they're not diving back into that, then I can say, okay, bookmark it if it comes up again. But for right now, the movie's focusing on now and this relationship, and so that's what my focus was on.
Gotcha.
Even though they had other rendezvous with other characters, they were still growing together. So I feel like at least for me, I didn't backtrack at all. Mm-hmm. So it started at one point with the meet cute, and I guess the one backtrack is when they reintroduced them after that. Like, oh, they're kind of jerks, I guess, but we'll see how this goes. Mm-hmm. But it kept going up after that for me. So even though you had the hints of like, oh, there might be daddy issues there, or there might be a few people that he really dumped on, the girl, the talking head thing with the text. But because it wasn't the focus, they kept it on the tracks for Jake and Lainey's story together, rather than, oh, he's a mess and she's a mess, and here's the mess that they're really in. It's their story as a relationship together. That's what kept me from not going below 93, I guess. If I had to put a number on it.
That's awesome, 93.7.
So I'm going to ask you guys about a symbol here. And I'll go through what I think, if it's not mentioned, but the empty green tea bottle. That scene.
What about it?
Do you see any symbolism there? Any metaphors?
I mean, the character was played by a green tea bottle. I guess it's not symbolism.
Was that the bottle where he showed her how to get to where she wanted to go?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I saw it as something, but not that. I saw it as a symbol for something.
Dot.
Anatomically correct.
Dot.
Yeah. Mamma mia, ...
Okay. So when Jake is instructing Lainey how to masturbate, he pours out the substance that the bottle holds and focuses on the empty vessel, relating it to her body, demonstrating purely physical actions to teach her to feel a purely physical reaction. Lainey later uses this lesson with Chris Smith to climax, and suddenly the gesture has meaning with Jake. The issue is that Jake was the one who removed the substance from the gesture, the same way he poured out the juice from the bottle. He displaced that green tea to a different glass for someone else to enjoy, if you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness. Jeepers creepers.
Wait, say that one more time.
It fits. It fits. Yep, I mean, I often wonder when you bring up these points if the filmmakers, I wonder if it's a thread that you pull that makes sense. And I wonder
if I wove it myself
right,
as I'm pulling
it.
Yeah,
honest to goodness, I do think that. I'm like, it makes perfect sense. And I wonder, I just think to myself, because I write a lot of things, like, man, my writing really sucks not to tie anything to stuff, to make the reader or to make the viewer feel certain ways. I'm like,
I've also written
I just
stuff
want
that
dialogue.
tied in that didn't intend, but as the story unfolded as I was writing it just happened to, this connects to this connects to this, and I didn't know it as I was writing. I was
Man,
like,
Maybe you knew it subconsciously, though.
maybe. Have you ever written something where just like someone else wrote this? I don't know how these all made sense after the fact. Someone else wrote this. I just happened to put the words together.
I wish. No.
Never had that?
No. It's always pretty straightforward.
Oh,
I'm sure there's connections, though.
Yeah,
To
seriously.
be made, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I try to consciously, because I map them out with cards. Anything I write index cards. It looks like freaking Always Sunny. You know, that character. That's looks like that big map when I'm Charlie Day. Whenever I'm writing anything, it looks like that because I have to physically see the connections. So I'm like, oh, I got to relate here. This doesn't happen without calling back to this, and I have to see it. And then when you see it in someone else's art, that amazes me because I'm like, yeah, that makes sense that he empties the bottle and shows her. You know what I mean? And this whole empty thing, which is an amazing scene. Because if you hear her voice, it changes a little bit.
Yeah.
And her
She's
responses.
like, I'm going to go home. She's like, you're not. You live here. I'm going home. I'm like, oh, that's right. I live here.
I love how he starts. He's like, you take this little guy here, and you just go, a sound effect.
And then he goes, then the dirty DJ. And he's going, hit the drum again. Hit the drum again.
Lessons to be learned all over in this movie.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
So with these tools fresh in our minds, we're going to do our scene perception then.
All right, let's have it.
I want you guys to give
Last
me...
drink of coffee here.
Another sip for thoughts.
I want you guys to give me the substance of the scene at the end when Laney blackmails Sovacek. Any new perceptions or attention to callbacks? Any new depths to the scene thematically, emotionally? And how do we see it or hear it or feel it?
And so when she calls him, she's in there and she has
She's
standing over him.
Should I replay it for you guys?
Yeah, you know what? We'll cut this in post.
Or I could just leave
Just
it in.
play it live. Let's do it live.
Let's do it. No, we're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
Doing it live. That's so funny. Was that O'Reilly?
Yeah, I think it was O'Reilly.
He was so ticked off. If I was a producer, I would just beat the daylights out of him. Shut up.
Hold on, I wanted to point out him waiting here is the opposite of when he was making the deal for the $5 million thing. So when he on the screen is the scene when he's waiting to settle with Sovacek. And earlier you had him put in the opposite role, right? Where they're waiting on him to sign the papers. Mm-hmm. And this one, he's waiting on Sovacek to sign the papers. So kind of a
Power
reversal there. Yeah,
Okay.
reversal of who's in charge and who's giving up what. Tin Man, you want to point your mic to the TV? Let's see how much of this we can pick up.
How do I got? Dig it. Okay.
Take the ticket. Take it. Okay.
It's going to make noise a little bit.
Forgot that Pinkerton was an alias of yours.
You never caught that reference.
Not a butterfly. Just because I don't applaud your intellect doesn't mean I don't notice it.
Matthew,
I need you to swear that you didn't plan this.
I didn't plan this. Jake's offering you a lot of money to settle this emotional distress lawsuit, so just take it.
Or what? Are you threatening me?
I don't need to threaten you.
Let me guess. I drop it, or you tell Emma we slept together.
Tell her what I know.
Which is what?
I know that you stop breathing when you kiss. That when you lean in to whisper, you put your lips right against the back of my earlobe. That you kiss the back of my neck before you slip my coat over my shoulders. I remember every compliment you ever gave me. everything you ever did to me in bed. And the day you made me yours, the day you said, Elaine, I wish I could have known you when you were a little girl, so that I could have been
your true love. I remember too, you know.
Would any of it sound familiar to Emma?
Some, yeah.
I don't think she needs to know the things she holds close to her heart were rehearsed on someone else. Goodbye, Matthew.
Okay.
Oh, I saw him again.
You saw Armageddon?
I saw his. If you've seen the show, you'd know the reference. But if you didn't, I said I saw his innie.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so anything new there after our little discussion on cinematic tools?
She was sitting higher than him. Not like way above him, but like noticeably sitting like, and even sitting like very up straight and confident. Like she didn't have, like she knew that her hand to play was better than what he had.
And then the music, just from the music, there's a score, and then when he gets very cutting, the cops are right out, and it's just quiet, and he says, pretty much asks, so what are you asking? Pretty much, you know, so you're gonna tell this, and she says no. She goes, I'll tell what I know, you know, or, and then the music comes on again, kind of letting the viewer know that these are real things she's feeling or she felt. It's not just saying, I'm going to fabricate this stuff and tell her everything just to sink your ship. I'm confessing to you, you know, there's still a feel to it. I'm confessing to you that this meant to me. And even he reciprocates saying, I was there too. I have these memories too, you know.
Yeah.
What did the camera do during that scene?
Good question. I don't know. I know it went back to him and then it came back, and that's all I can remember of it myself.
So it was kind of a wider shot. It had him in it, but as she starts to talk about the things that she remembers, it zooms in ever so slightly on her. So he's out of the shot now, and it's just her. So it's a nice slow. It draws you in to the power of what she's talking about.
Okay.
How about because this whole scene is a callback to the first time that she goes to his office, right? So it's a flip of things. So I talked about, you know, his positioning over her. You know, he's above her, and you mentioned she's above him now. So there's a couple things that call back to that. So
she also showed up and didn't schedule an appointment the first time. This time she schedules an appointment under a pseudonym.
And then she opens the door when she leaves, like, this is my choice. I'm opening the door.
Yep.
Walking out to her new future, and
she's in control. And the first time she opens the door and she just walks in, like there's no thought for the future, right? It's just, I'm in here now. I'm in the room. Yeah. And this time I'm in control. I open the door. I close the door. Yeah. I come in. I sit down. I stand up. I leave. I close, you know, very deliberate, very in control of her actions. And the whole time Sovacek is seated. Yeah. Right. So that's her dominance over his power now.
There's something to be said for also having the long coat and being very conservatively dressed as she exited professionally. And again, there'd probably be, of course, there's the old conservative guy again talking, you know. But like, she was breasts hanging out, and you know, when she first went there with the thing, and when she left, certainly hanging out. This time she was almost literally doing up her over jacket and putting her belt on over as she went into her new life. You know, I'm not saying she's Mother Teresa now, but she certainly has stepped out into a new
whatever
version of
hold
herself
that he had over her is now broken, and she's...
what do you notice about the color? You know, speaking about that dress, what do you notice about the color?
Yellow, like a in yellow, and then her over jacket's like a tan too.
Yeah,
like a pastel yellow.
Yeah,
usually, you know, you think springtime, rebirth, right?
Oh, yeah.
Could have been Easter.
Could have been Easter.
Could have been.
Easter dress.
So speaking of, springtime and rebirth, do you notice anything in the background? Her background specifically?
I did not.
There's some nice spring flower. I don't know if there's spring flowers, but there's flowers in a vase on the table behind her. And the way that there's a piece of art that I feel like it recontextualizes from the opening scene to this scene. On the wall is hanging a circular piece of art. In the first scene, it doesn't feel like it's connected to anything else, but the way that it's shown in this scene with her light yellow dress and the flowers there, this circular thing is cut, into the scene almost like as if it's like a sun. It felt like to me anyway. So it's almost like emphasizing like new dawn, right? New day, rebirth. She's ready to move on. She's ready to say goodbye to this chapter of her life.
Nice.
Pretty heavy for a rom-com, that falling action.
The you had mentioned, the physical intimacy did have some weight to it, and it took us an hour and 40 minutes to get there or whatever it was, but we finally saw that, it does mean something. This whole movie seemed like it didn't, but it does. And so I had on here that on another level, it would seem that Jake and Lainey's addiction to commitmentless sex stemmed from that fateful night they took each other's virginity. To both of them, we in that opening, both of them felt like losing their virginity was supposed to be a special thing, a perfect, meaningful night with someone that's special to you. And that concept is undermined when they end up having a meaningless one-night stand with each other. That sparked, it seemed like that sparked the undying need to fill the void of meaningful romantic connection with commitmentless sex. However, just like Lainey displays that her moments with Sobchak were impactful and they do mean something to her, we see that Jake and Lainey's first intimate night together was special, and it was with a special person because at the very end, who they end up with? Each other. So I thought that was pretty cool that they, you spent all this time, and it does show it that all the physical intimacy was casual with multiple people. Who knows what their body count is. But by the end, it finally means something. And she points that out when she says, we managed to take each other's virginity and save it for marriage. Like the meaningful stuff, So I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah. Any other notes or comments or anything on that scene perception?
Click, click, click. I'm out.
Yep. And it rings right out there.
Resonance.
Hit that pitch.
So I wanted to bring up theme, not necessarily to see what we got, because I think with a lot of rom-coms, it can be rinse and reuse theme, right? But because of the unconventionalness of this rom-com, I feel like the theme is a little bit more specific. Did you guys have? Again, this is a tough question to ask right after watching it. But do you feel like you had something a little bit more specific to this movie as opposed to like a general rom-com theme?
I had something like finding a genuine connection while overcoming baggage and self-sabotage in a hookup culture. Something like that.
I mean, I was gonna say I want to say something along the lines of closeness. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's more intimate to be. I don't know. It's something like sometimes it's not like the traditional forms of like sex and things like that. If it's
Like
empty,
open,
if it's empty, You know, what I mean, then it's better to have almost like a Confucius type saying. Better to have a meaningful friendship than empty intimacy.
Oh,
You know,
fancy.
yeah. I mean, if I had to say a theme for this kind of, I think I would go with that. It's better. You're better off just being kind, considerate, polite, and there for each other, like they were in that one scene where he's got his arm around her, like no one's gonna hurt her. And no one's going to hurt him. Go back to her comment saying, was she nice?
Yeah.
That felt as warm as anything in this movie when she asked that. And when he's there to her and he doesn't even say a word back when she's asking, what do you want to do about it? He just shakes his head. He says nothing. Because that moment right there, they had all what they wanted from each other.
That's the perfect vision of what belonging is in this movie, is that part right there. Not even the ending when they're about to get married and they finally have physical intimacy. It's that picture of them being one puzzle piece.
Mm-hmm. Filling in all the blank spaces for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice.
So I put emotional intimacy is just as important as physical intimacy for an authentic happy romance.
Nice. Yeah, I like it.
So it's a closeness with someone built on vulnerability, honesty, communication, and trust. It's accepting and trying to understand each other's faults and hopes and fears. It's being imperfect together. It all gives meaning and depth to your physical intimacy. Hence why Jake and Lainey don't get physical for a second time until their wedding day. They're ready to give it real meaning. Right? So I must say that to challenge myself here, I came up with a secondary theme, a theme that, I mentioned rom-coms, rinse and reuse, and that's not a negative mark, because some of your greatest movies of all time might have a general theme that other movies follow, other stories follow. But this one, I wanted to try and see if I could make a theme that fits as many rom-coms and Hallmark movies as I could into one general theme anyway. This was sparked by my reviewing of my comments made about Holiday Touchdown, a Bill's love story last episode. So I thought, let's give it some meaning here. I said, true love triumphs over time and change. So
Triumphs over
pretty
time
general.
and change.
Because I think with a lot of like Hallmark stuff, you get people that knew each other, go away, come back. Like, oh, okay, the love was there, even if they didn't see it, And I kept going through different rom-coms in my head and seeing if it fit. I'm like, it fits enough, I think.
Mm-hmm. Certainly the Bills one.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that's where it started. Mm-hmm. I wanted to come up with one there that overarches as many of them as I could.
Yeah.
To help me, if there is one that maybe I don't enjoy as much, if I think back to that theme, then I can use that, to help me through my journey.
I think that's kind of beautiful that you can use the word true love and anything like that. And I think it's the foundation of what made Disney movies great for a long time.
Yeah.
And maybe what they've lost in some of the later ones is true love, the search and the belief in true love. Used to be something that was noble and beautiful. And now it's met with cynicism and sarcasm and almost like
you don't
blatant.
need true love. That's not true love.
Honestly, right there. Like, why are you trying to pin me in? And why are you trying to tell young boys and young girls that they can find true love? And why are you trying to, what are you trying to groom them for this? Are you trying to make it so that they have to depend on each other? God forbid people got to depend on each other. You know what I mean? You don't need anybody. Okay, maybe some people don't. Some people do, Most people do.
I feel like with a lot of these,
all people do. Sorry.
It's like the idea of true love. It's it when you see it. You know it when you feel it. It's not something you can just this is what it is right here. Make the bullet points.
Yeah, I think it's cool having a movie podcast and use the term in a theme of true love, and it's like it's a beautiful thing, and it's something. It's a cool thing to even like. Your Die Hard movies and stuff like that, the thing that ties it together is, even though they're on the outs or whatever,
It's their love
then it's all kind of things like,
it's Christmas Miracle.
Yeah, it honestly is. Ties into a lot of stuff, man. And it's like almost as a society, we're afraid of saying things like that and things of like hope.
Yeah.
And, idealistic things.
Yeah.
They used to be kind of the backbone of what movies were built on, the themes of what movies were built on. Mm-hmm. And so all of a sudden we had to like shy away from that. Like, no, lean into it, man. We're okay to feel. I just need the dough. I think of that cat that smacks her. Back off. You don't got to be so close. All I'm doing is needing the dough. I don't need your help. I can't leave a tender moment alone. I got to bring some nonsense into it.
I kept thinking about Holiday Touchdown in all of this. And who knows if that movie was made with the thought in mind that the Bills said goodbye to their stadium this year. But that theme fits us as well in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
True love triumphs over time and change.
Yeah.
You know, our love for our beloved Bills is going to survive this change of scenery, you know. So,
why does it hurt more now that you put it in that context? I was fine over this human interaction and loss. Now I'm like, my bills and leaving the place. Now I'm mad I didn't go to the game Sunday.
new stadium, same true love for our Buffalo Bills. So.
Heck yeah, man. Beat the Jags. Please, beat the Jags.
Well, I'm going to try and release this before
before
the game.
Man.
Please.
It's nice that Seth Rogen laugh.
That's good. Boomba. Now, we're going to go over what character we thought we related to the most here. I think we have the same character, but who did we connect with the most? So on the count of 3, let's name who our character was. Ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3. So
Guy with the glasses with the beard, the goofy guy at the end. I didn't know his name.
Who said Sovacek?
I thought we were all going to be saying guy with the beard with the glasses and at the end.
That's who I actually.
Yeah.
Xander. His name
Xander.
is Xander.
Yeah.
Xander.
Is that what you said to
That's what I said, yeah.
It just felt like that guy is like the Jiminy Cricket for us. Like he's all the insecurities and weirdness that we have about relationships and witnessing it from the armchair quarterback. He was able to say all the things that
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you being friends with this girl actually makes me hopeful that you're not going to turn out as that creepy old guy. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh no, I'm going to be the creepy old guy.
And like the thing of like looking at him like saying, you guys are high right now?
Yeah.
And like we're rolling. And like he was just like jealous of him watching them at the party.
Oh man, I remember when.
And we got to like take care of these.
I miss drugs. Yeah.
Now we got to take care of these people we brought into the world.
Yeah. Welcome to my hellscape. That is my son's birthday.
And the beauty of that character is you could tell he loved every bit of it too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All the stuff that he, we joke about being the old ball and chain and I'm tied to this. Man, it's the best part.
He's yelling at his
Wouldn't
son.
have any other way.
Yelling at his son's soccer game. My love is conditional.
That's one of my favorite lines.
I'm going to use that with you guys, I'm pretty sure.
Reffing clan league.
Yep.
My love is conditional.
Yeah, he's one of the only stable, like him and his wife, like one of the only stable presence in the movie.
For being such a weird couple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I like how
They were
tied it at
definitely
end.
the ones who were like, no, those are the rocks. Those are the rocks of these relationships in this story.
He's supporting. He already found his partner in life long ago. That's us also. We've been with our partners for
It's so adorable
years.
too. He's like
years.
he's sitting there.
Years.
He's laughing and he's like at the end when they're kind of
Oh, that
the
one.
rekindling
I think they just let him talk.
it looked like they were just freestyling. It really does. And then she starts dancing. He goes, "Are you dancing? What are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, something's happening."
Oh, is this helping? He's like, I can't get hard in this. Oh wait, yes I can. Oh, there's a kid. He just locked eyes with me.
He goes,
There's a kid staring at me.
And he goes, honey, it's very cold. I thought they were funny. That was a great scene.
They belong together so much that they could bust balls with each other.
90 minutes,
and
more
you
like
knew
9
that
minutes.
we were like we knew that they're like, oh yeah, they're good. Don't worry about what they're saying.
Yeah.
And they give a real heart to the whole story too.
Yeah. Yep.
One of the specific ones, at least for me, is for the longest time. I think they're starting to close the gaps now. But friend to a single friend, so trying to keep connections with them strong, but it's getting harder because, like, you have a spouse, you have kids, you have a house, and the single friend might not have any of those. So you're trying to find a common ground, when he's like, bring Lainey to the birthday party, so you're not
hitting on all the
hitting
single
on
moms,
all the things. Yeah.
making my life difficult.
Right.
Yeah, they're all fighting over each other. Now they're yelling at my wife. Now my wife's yelling at me.
So
It's your fault. My life sucks.
That whole,
Like, what?
whole scene. You guys got good memories.
but
I just saw it twice.
yeah. But that one's tough to say though out loud. That like you fight to keep those connections with some of your friends that you've had for ages,
Sure.
because you're in different points in life or different focuses in life, and so I connected with that part with Xander where he's just grasping at anything, and they puts it out there for him like, hey, you're one of our only single friends here. We're trying not to, are optimistic that you're not going to be that creepy guy. Like he's trying to, pull him along. Like, hey, we're all moving along here. You got to catch up a little bit. So I love his banter.
He's great in a lot of roles.
I hope I can relate in that way. I feel like I relate in that way. Maybe I don't.
If you don't cut out my zingers, I'll leave you.
Zingers or daggers?
That was on point. That one was good.
You ain't wrong, man. The audience
He's
may not know.
OBGYN.
The audience may never know what you're referencing. You're welcome. Reputation intact.
You might have to ask specifically, folks.
Yes. You need the password for that. For that
Password is Jim Carrey.
Were there any parts of Jake that you guys could relate to?
I mean, he's sarcastic, right?
I like his flannels.
I mean,
That was the ideal style right there.
He had, yeah.
I mean, also like the slacker in college, right? And then I think his whimsicalness, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can relate to that, and Sudeikis himself, his characters that he plays, they're almost like modern Cusack characters, which were modern. I don't know who before him, but like that. I care, but I'm too cool to care too much.
Right.
I'm hip, but I'm too cool to show that I'm hip.
Yep.
I have style, but I want to wear the college T-shirt with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I think there's sensibilities there that I strive for. Like, you mess up your hair, the appropriate amount of dishevelness. It's like, honestly, it's true. He plays that role perfectly. So he's written that way and it's marketed that way, and I like the fact that he has I can't relate at all, but he has a smoothness to him and an easiness in conversation with people, especially the opposite sex. He has a real easiness to the way he does it. I do relate to his humanity, though, when he's insecure about certain things and he's honest about saying, yeah, I got these blind spots, man, and it's held me in this spot for a long. He's aware of it. And I like when he tells, like you said, that one scene when he's with Amanda Pete's character, and what's she say? You want to talk about it? And he says, yeah. He pauses for a second. He says, yes. It's like, not in that moment. It's like, come on, man. And he actually says, yeah, this isn't not normal. Yeah, I want to talk. And you mean enough to me. I respect you enough that I want to tell you about this. That was a depth there to him that I thought that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to talk
Yeah.
at that point because he did it with what's her name with Lainey too when they're eating yogurt. She shut the TV off and was like, "You want to talk about why we act like we're married but we're not in a relationship together? You know why is this how it is?" And he was willing to talk about it, which is an open quality that you kind of expected him to clam up at.
Right. Yeah, I think you said his humanity, and I think I agree with that. I think that's probably where I connect with the most. Like even after his sex addicts meeting at in the beginning there, she's like, "Were you in that meeting?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I was in there." Kind of, you're being honest, but you're able to like make light of it so you're not making it like super awkward.
Right, right.
So like you can that line that you can teeter where you're not lying and you're not being dishonest and you're still saying things, but you're not completely like overwhelming someone with your honesty. Like, oh yeah, I've had this problem. I've slept with 20 women the last 2 weeks. It's just, oh yeah, I was in there. Yeah, I had to get out of there though. So I thought that was where I related to him the most were those moments, those types of moments.
It's funny how certain actors appeal to certain sensibilities. You know what I mean? Like what you can relate to, and it's cool to see actors that can, hit different spots that you wouldn't think. And it's hard to even think of the kind of actors that do that. You're like, you see them this way, and you're like, I can relate to them this way, and I never related to that character here. There's like people I'm sure that can relate to Samuel Jackson. Well, you could probably relate to him in all his movies then. And there's certain folks that are all movies, but there are some people that are kind of chameleons who, man, he plays something I can't relate at all to that. I think of is it Ralph Fiennes, right? Ralph Fiennes, however you want to say it. He plays certain characters that I'm like, yes,
Fiennes,
sure,
yeah.
Sure. I'll be like Vaz, sure. Yep. Raphael Fiennes, sure, also good.
You get it.
Yep.
Him
But
too.
I think there's certain movies that I'm like, repulsive, yikes. And some movies that I'm like, yes, that makes sense. And some movies I'm like, creepy, And I don't know if that defines a good actor because there's certainly character actors. They play the same character almost. And all their
his role, I can't see anyone else playing it as well as he did.
I mean, it's pretty much Ted Lasso, right? Just a little bit more aware, a little more self-aware, and a little more flawed.
More self-aware, yeah.
But
I feel like
also, I mean, like in Ted Lasso, like he is flawed as heck. But he tells you exactly. They go into the therapeutic part where he tells anyway, I digress.
Ted Lasso also has an accent and is really, really overly positive, almost like compensatingly overly positive. But yeah, I think that's pretty neat though. He plays both those characters really well.
Very relatable. I think that's what his hallmark is he doesn't have the overblown good looks. He's a good-looking guy, but he's pretty common looking.
He seems like he's like transparent, like honest about even the flaws, but can he's savvy enough to kind of circumvent any of the issues that could pigeonhole him with the issues that he has. That could. He's like, I can just.
It's funny that savviness, it can be applied to different characters, though, because you mentioned Lasso and you mentioned Jake here, but his character in Always Sunny. You guys, have you
I
seen
don't think
enough?
I've ever seen him in Always Sunny.
He's like
he's definitely different.
Charlie's rival.
Charlie's rival?
Yeah.
I had never seen an episode with him in it.
Oh, it's worth a watch. But he has that same like outgoing, wittiness to him,
like fast talking, witty banter.
Like there's
stuff.
one scene where Charlie is outside, the waitress is drunk, and she's like, I'm gonna sleep with the next guy I talk to, and Charlie's like getting hyped up, and Sudeikis' character comes in, and she's like, do you want to have sex with me? He's like, yes, I do. and then they go off. Like that's still like that's how he plays that character too, and it works still.
It's still the same, yeah. Well, it's because it still feels like it's honest. He's still playing like an honest character.
Yeah, he's still saying what he's thinking.
It's a little scummy, but it's not dishonest. It's not a lie or whatever. It's
the dishonest ones you have to look out for. K-Max, I don't know if I asked you this when we went over it in the earlier talking points, but did you see this movie as a straight up rom-com, or was there something unconventional about it that made it not so much?
I thought it was unconventional only in the topic, the subject matter. Is a little so rom-coms generally are a little bit more, I think, a little bit more. What comes back to the 60-40, 93-7 factor. Rom-coms play more with they're a little more benign.
Yeah.
This
A little more lighter.
Well, this one stretched the traditional just with the subject matter to begin with, like sex addiction, right? You don't see many rom-coms where they're sex addicts, and you know what I mean? Like,
Speak for yourself.
Well, yeah, like a romantic comedy leads up to the romance, doesn't it? There's always tension to the romance. It's not like they F and then we'll unfold the story later.
Right.
So it starts off with them banging the gong, as it were. You know, flying. Anyway,
You know,
yeah, there we are. But it starts off with that. So to me, it's like almost like it's reverse retrofitting it. You know, it's like you get this point, and now it's like, how did this happen, and where are they going? That's what's non-traditional about it for me.
I think I haven't seen this movie in years, but I think of Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts. She's a prostitute, right? But we don't have to worry about what that implies, you know, what she did before our story takes place. So that one could still stay at 93.7, you know, 93 feel good, 7 meh. There's some conflict going on.
I thought it would be that's closer to 80-20 than 93.7.
Well, there's a lot of good stuff involved in that.
Well, I remember
It felt more like a drama than it did a comedy.
Well, the George
At least to me,
Costanza character really, really made me uncomfortable there because he kept wanting to put her in her place as per se, and make her feel that way. And it wasn't, you know, and when it was a precipice, that was like a climactic point where Richard Gere has to knock him straight.
Punch him out, doesn't he?
Yeah. It just, yeah. So that made it feel a little bit.
There was
90,
moments. There was
you know,
moments
80.
where she's but that's why I thought this movie felt like it had way more hurt and pain and suffering that had to get overcome. That's why I thought, I was like, it feels unconventional with the amount of baggage that they all had to deal with.
And I found myself feeling like afraid of who they're going to hurt. How many people are they going to hurt?
Right. Or if they're going to hurt themselves, because the plan was, we're not going to sleep together, but we're going to use each other to try to heal from our addictions and our trauma, and then still sleep with other people, but use each other to try to overcome this.
Like,
all
in
of that
fact,
felt
get better at sleeping with other people.
And all of
Yeah.
that felt unconventional to me. That's
And you start seeing it unwind a little bit when he start. I was glad they were still honest with each other. You know what I mean? In the restaurant, like, well, you brought him here. You know, I didn't know you bought this. You know, or you brought her here. You bring your dates here.
See,
he's like, I didn't know we owned the place.
See, like, he's using humor to mask his hurt. That's why it felt more in the negative category than in the positive. That's where it's going closer to 60-40. Because even though he's throwing jabs, she don't deserve water, he's hurt. That's his way of showing her that he's hurt, is doing all the witty stuff and masking it with jokes. So that's how I kind of thought it held more. Even though we were enjoying the jokes,
Right.
we were like, he's still hurt from this stuff.
And I kept feeling throughout the movie, wondering what the roots of some of their addictions were, and wondering how counterproductive it is for them to treat each other this way.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but feel that way a little bit. Like,
I wonder if they, as their characters, like, knew what happened in their past, and so that's what led to the story and how they acted out and how the issues came about.
Yeah.
But it didn't get displayed in the story at all.
So I brought up earlier that idea that they both thought losing their virginity was supposed to be this big special thing, and they end up losing it to each other, and they didn't know it at the time, but that was special. And I think that's what it felt to me like. That's what they were chasing after that was. She went back to Sobachek because it was supposed to be like, well, that was supposed to be the special moment, and I never got it. So now I'm going to keep doing it and keep pushing that lever to try and get it from him. That's what it felt like to me. And kind of the same thing with Jake, where he was supposed to find someone special, and then she left, and he even commented on that, like, the thing I cared about left, and now it's about to leave again. So it was kind of that same thing, where that connection that he shared with someone, trying to chase it again, and literally Laney trying to chase it when the guy starts running in the park. So that's where I thought that came from, and that's why the movie started with that scene.
I agree with that, but I'd say there'd have to be more, because nobody's banging on the door to be like, bang me. You're supposed to.
You've never had
me.
Sova.
She hadn't yet either.
She had some. She had an hors d'oeuvre.
That's what made me think
so
there was
great.
more behind it, because of how the relationship even started before she even slept with anybody.
And
So
it's
I was like,
funny.
there
the way
must be more back there.
She was
Wasted-
chasing him even before the action.
right.
when she was saying what she was going to do, and he goes, judging from your barely covered up. I could tell, he says.
How's the most boring guy in the world being an unhinged hottie like you?
Yes.
Like she was already unhinged and
I love
throwing
the fact that
trash cans at the door.
As he's beating up Sobchak at the end, he's calling him boring. To me, that was hilarious.
This boring MF right here. Like the cop's supposed to do something about it. Like, you're right,
Like
Jake.
justifying his assault by saying, yeah, he is a boring MFer.
You're free to go, man.
Oh, gosh.
All right. That's all I got for this episode.
The movies we watch for you people.
What we suffer through.
We'll do it all for you.
It's everything flows into one another, because our next chapter is relationships.
Oh, dear.
Yay!
There's going to be 2 movies for this one, but I'll reveal those after we actually do the episode.
Tune in next week when we find out how it relates to relationships.
The relationships conveyed in it.
You shall see.
All right.
Mousetrap. Any other thoughts about?
You can't have
That's all I
one
got.
pregnant pause here without him screaming mousetrap.
That's all he thinks about.
You guys would knock it off.
He can't even
Wouldn't
think
have to-
about mousetrap without
You got
saying
to cool it
mousetrap.
down a little bit. Take this down a notch.
Tuck it back a little. No.
Check, please. You're going to hear a click.
That in post.
All right. Well, I am your doctor of thinkology. And remember, my sentimental friends, that a heart is not judged by how much you love, but by how much you are loved by others.
Rack him.
Who was that?
That's you, Tin Man.